Hey everyone, it's Sam here, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful easel card with the garden gate. So kind of still on that garden gate train at the moment. I shared the gorgeous garden gate cards a few weeks ago, so I will link those up now for anybody that's missed it. I'm also really into doing floral cards at the moment, so I had the pop-up bouquet card recently. I've also made some other cards using these flowers, and I'll show you those products in a moment. But it's a really pretty card here. You see that lovely sentiment, those blue flowers against the yellow looks lovely, and then it all folds down like so, and it will fit into your envelope. So I've made this envelope, and you can see how I did that at the end, and then I've got that gold wax seal which ties in nicely with the sentiment in the card. Very easy to make, don't need any specialty dies for this one, so let's get started. Okay, so the supplies are from Papercraft Society box 54 from Two Red Robins, and as I'm filming, this is currently 40% off if you're a VIP over on Craft Stash. I'll have everything all in the description box below, but I think it worked out that this is $15.99. You don't just get the envelope, you get the whole box. It comes delivered in something like this. You've got your box inside, and inside there is more stuff. So I just take all of my bits and bobs out and condense it all down. So these are the dies that I've used again. I've done 3 tutorials now using these, and I've been colouring them in each time. It's just the way that I like to use them, but there are downloads as well that you can download and cut those with. You also get stamps. There's another die set there. You get ephemera, papers, cardstock, the booklet with all the inspiration, and I think, was it sequins? And some other bits. Anyway, have a look at the like I said, all the info. Then for the sentiment, I've used the Enjoy from my All the Sentiments set, and then the Your Day. So it's just going to be just because you know, it can be used for many different occasions. Now I've changed the sizing of the gate or the fence for this card. For the other ones, I used this embossing folder because they were 1/2 inch wide. So I just laid my strips into this folder. So if you got that one, use it again. You could just cut yours to 1/2 inch. But for this one, I've done mine at 3/4 inch. And I've die cut them using my wood slice. So although you don't see the circle, you still get all of that detail. So a couple of folders there. If you know, some of you might already have them. And then the colours that I've used for colouring in the flowers, which you can see here, look beautiful. Thought I'd go for blue. So for the blue one, I've gone for 144, 76 and 69. These are all from the Creative Craft Products markers. For the greens, I've used 175, 59 and 52. And then for the yellows, I've used 35 and 44. So for the base, you want to cut yourself a piece of 5.5 by 5. And you're going to score, actually done it that way, so you're going to score it 5 inches along that 5.5 side. Then cut myself a piece of acetate, which is 5 by 7. Just cut it slightly under that, just a little bit, just so that none of it sticks out. Then for the main card, I've cut a piece of 10 by 5, and along the long side, you want to score it 7 inches. Fold that over, and that's going to be the top. We're going to attach this to the bottom, and that will fold up, and that's how it will go into the envelope. And then for the gate, you want to cut yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of 3/4 inch by 5 inches. And 2 of them I've kept as they are, and you can see the embossed detail, it looks really cool. And then the other 5, I've just cut a little point on the top there, and then I've just added some tape on the back. Because I'm sticking this to acetate, I'm using red tape, but the acetate's optional, to be fair. It will hold itself without that. Okay, so that's all the pieces. So I'm going to take my acetate, and you're going to stick it behind this piece here. So I'm going to add red tape behind this section. I'm going to sit the acetate inside the card. I'm going to give this all a good wipe in a minute, like so, right up to the score line, and then fold that over. And then if you just cut yourself a piece of cardstock, just a little bit smaller than this size here, so it was just under 3 by 5, and then you can cover up your tape. But now I've just added in that support, so we've got our top fold. Just give that a burnish actually, but we've got the top fold 5 by 7 card, like so. Then with this one, just fold and burnish that score line, and I'm going to use the quick grab. Just run that all along your tab, and then you're going to sit this one over the top so it lines up the score line, and just fold that up like so, The idea is that will drop down and then this is going to come out. See, it sits nicely on there. The stopper, it doesn't need this piece because it does hold itself, but the idea is it will just kind of sit behind my sentiment there, which should look really sweet. So I'm going to open it up now and work on this bottom piece, and that's where I want to stick these all down. So I'm going to stick one on each end first, one in the middle, and then the other two in between them, and that way I know I've got everything equally spaced. So right down in the corner of that acetate, I'm just running it all along that side. Now I've just stuck that down and remembered I want to just ink this very slightly with a yellow ink. I want to create like a little bit of a sunshine. So I'm going to try and very carefully, that's okay, just peel that off. The benefits of working with acetate, it's quite forgiving when you want to remove things. Okay, so this bit is optional. I'm just going to use these two colours here. So I've got squeezed lemonade and mustard seed, and just starting from the centre. In fact, I'm going to use a bigger brush and just start bringing that out. So I've just got kind of more of a haze on the outside, and then I'm going to go in with the mustard seed, just that little bit darker, and just focus this in the middle, not go out as far, like so. And then I'm just going to come back in again with that lighter colour and just blend it. And then I've just got a little bit of water here, and I'm just going to just spritz and let some of the bigger droplets fall. Just leave that for a second to activate, and then just got some tissue here and just blot off any moisture. And I've just got a really nice soft, it's almost like a haze. Now ideally I would let that dry naturally, but I'm going to apply just a little bit of heat just to speed up the process because I'm filming, but I don't want to warp obviously the card, and there's the plastic behind. But you can see now that lovely effect. And then I'm going to stamp just a couple of these little birds. They're from one of my very old, it's actually one of my first stamp sets, but I always like adding them. Just have a few of them around the top there. And then I'm going to have like that flower kind of sitting towards the top. Okay, I'm going to leave it with just the three. I can always add another one near the end. So that's now all ready. So back to sticking this one down. So just open up the card so you know where you're working. Right down in that corner. You could put foam pads behind this as well. Maybe you want a bit more dimension, but I'm going to keep these ones flat, and I'm going to add my foam to these ones. So that's where I kind of add the dimension. And then one in the middle. Of course, you don't have to do a white gate. Yours can be any colour, but I have been enjoying doing quite clean backgrounds with these floral dies. So you should have a 1/4 of an inch gap in between each of those posts. And then for the foam pads, I want to make sure, I'm trying to get through these black ones, which I know is probably not the ones you should use on this, but you're not going to see them. But I want to stick them just on these. You don't want to stick them on the acetate, because that way you won't see them from inside. So I know I want one of mine towards the top, so that one's going to stick there. And then this one is just a little bit up from the bottom. Okay, so there is the fence. So now I can add all of the flowers. Okay, so that's everything stuck down. I think it looks beautiful. So now I need to add my topper. So I've just cut it with white card for the background, and then I've layered up some more white with the enjoy word, and then I finished it with gold on top. So if we bring this one down, and I'm going to have that about there, slightly off to the left, because I'm going to add your day, which will come a bit more over to the right, so it should balance it all then. So before I show the finished card, I'm just going to make my matching envelope. So I've got my 5x7 pre-made envelope there. I'm going to add one of these strips along the bottom. These little washi strips. And then for the beads, I've got my candle burning, which is probably just out of shot. Let me just bring that down. There we go. I'm going to add gold so it ties in with the gold that I used on the sentiment. So I've got 5 of the beads there. I've got my Happy Mail seal, got my little cooling plate there, and then these are the stamps. And I'm going to pick these stamps first. So I want some flowers, so some nice blue ones. This is all for decoration. People ask me or comment every time. They're just for decoration. I do it because I enjoy doing it. It will then go into just a normal envelope, a little padded envelope when it, you know, eventually gets posted, or it may well get hand delivered. But I like the look of the old way that envelopes would go through the system. Now they're just like black and white printed stamps, and they just look boring. I've got my stamps here that I like to use. That one there, the airmail one, and then I like using this one as well, so you can write the date, the time, and things like that. There we go. And just flip it over. Take a little bit of wax paper because I'm not going to be sealing this yet. Wax is all melted, so just pour that over. And then I've got my Happy Mail seal, because this is more than likely will be used when I do my giveaways on my Facebook Lives. Someone always wins a card at the end of every live, along with a small gift. So I always need a lot of just because cards and hello cards and thank you cards, things like that. So Happy Mail on the back, and then I like to use the cooling plate, and then any wax that's left in your spoon. You've usually got about maybe sometimes a bead's worth, maybe just under, but it's worth keeping it. And then just to clean everything up, just give it a quick, obviously it's hot, but just carefully just rub the spoon with a little bit of towel. There we go, it's all gone. So once you think it's cool, just give this a bit of a wiggle and it will just pop out. And then you've got your lovely wax seal. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a bit like heat embossing. I always enjoy doing this. I always love the reveal. So there is my lovely little matching envelope, and then a final look at that card. So that's how it will be when it's displayed. Isn't that stunning? I'm really into blue flowers at the moment. I did them on the pop-up little bouquet card as well. But isn't that good? I don't know why I went all the way over that side then. There we go. And then, like I said, again, just folds down. That will fold in like so, and it go in the envelope. Or you could maybe do it that way. In fact, that's probably what I'll do. So thank you for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this gate easel card from me today. All of the supplies, as always, are shared individually in the description box below. You can also find them available over Craft Stash website here. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, because that way you won't miss out on any future videos. And I'll have a flower playlist maybe with all the coloured flowered cards that I've done. I'll have that popping up now, and you might want to watch that next. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.